When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals have been properly vetted.
But there are 30,000 people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary concern as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's
are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
Welcome back to Outsiders with your hosts, Rowan Golden Age Dean, James Fafo Morrow, and I'm Rita Paddy, fresh from the glorious United States of America, a country that is markedly different than just a week ago. Trump 2.0 bears only a passing resemblance to Trump 1.0. It is evident that despite the lawfare waged against him, his family and his supporters, President Trump has not wasted any time learning from the mistakes of his first administration when he trusted too many swamp creatures in an effort to be conciliatory and prioritised DC experience over competence and loyalty. And since he was sworn in earlier this week, President Trump has not wasted a minute implementing his agenda, the will of the American people, who gave him a landslide victory, gave him the House, the Senate, and even the popular vote. Unlike his often feckless and gutless conservative counterparts in the UK and sadly Australia, he is not a conservative or Republican in name only. He is not wasting power. He is actually, get this, implementing the policies that got him elected, fulfilling the promises made to the American people, from economic policy to foreign policy to the so-called culture wars, which are actually hugely important issues. These aren't trivial issues. They go to the heart of a nation's values and laws. And it's what helped get Trump elected. Indeed, there's plenty of polling that shows things like the trans issue ranked even higher than the border crisis and inflation for independent voters. So one has to wonder why the usually sensible Peter Dutton is refusing to open his eyes to the political opportunities before him, such as sound energy policy pulling us out of the disastrous Paris climate deal and leaning into the trans issue. What is he scared of? Winning in a landslide, representing the views of mainstream Australians who have been ignored while the fringe-dwelling trans lobby exercise disproportionate power? It's a bit of a worry when even the Nationals are more sensible on this issue than the opposition leader, who, according to the ABC, has shut down his Nationals' counterpart's suggestion that he lean into the gender debate after Donald Trump's wildly popular executive order on the issue. And those orders, including getting biological men out of women's prisons, sports, locker rooms, and recognising that there are two genders, and no, we are not playing your sex gender games anymore. Stuff your semantics and efforts to complicate what is the simplest of issues. What is a woman? What is a man?